will witness the historic launch of the National Gender and Climate Change Task Force. This momentous occasion marks a significant step in our collective efforts to address the most pressing challenge of our time, which is affecting every aspect of our lives and the whole planet, and posing significant risks to our environment, our economies, our infrastructure, and even our social fabric. When there is El Nino-induced drought like which we are experiencing, we talked about it when I was in Mount Darwin yesterday. Men, women, children all suffer. When men loses their job, they get back home, they have nothing to do, they have no one to be angry with except their wives and their children. When children, youth have nothing to do, have no jobs, what happens? They start taking motorino, these drugs and substances, and we lose generations. So this is really something serious. It's affecting our societies. But again, we are saying, as people of the clever country, educated as we are, and resilient as we are, let's not allow ourselves to be victims. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is not gender neutral, and it's not just an environmental issue. It is a matter of social justice and human rights. Its impacts are felt, and I said this before, disproportionately by the most vulnerable members of our society, particularly women and girls. They face unique challenges arising from climate change, such as increased workload, limited access to resources, and heightened risks to their health and safety. It is therefore our responsibility to address these challenges and empower women as agents of change in climate action. Indeed, women are not just victims of climate change, they are powerful agents of change, and they play a vital role in climate change mitigation, adaptation. I saw that. Women coming from all areas, Binga, Nyanga, Insiza, Masvingo, women moving very fast in terms of adapting and mitigating to make sure that we don't remain as victims. And they're coming up with this resilience building efforts. You had the farm, smart farm. Huh? Our women are the custodians of natural resources, the primary providers of food and water, and the caretakers of their families' well-being. We know that. Even in Ninicha, if I don't take care of my family, I don't expect anybody else to do it. So it means I'm working 24/7. As I was touring the exhibitions once again, I felt proud and encouraged, but I want to say, those women who were talking outside, I'm imploring you to talk to members of the community at large. We need more of our women who are that smart, who are so knowledgeable about this climate change response. The exhibits showcased the creativity and expertise of our women from different backgrounds, different cultures, different provinces and districts. And you are driving those innovative solutions and making a significant impact in championing climate change. I'm confident that the exhibitions have also provided a platform for networking, collaboration, and knowledge sharing among women working on climate change action. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the responsibility to harness all these potentials through, among other things, ensuring that women have equal access to resources, have access to information, and access to opportunities, enabling them to actively participate in shaping climate change strategies and actions. And this is the work which we are going to do together, all those who are in this room today. As the government, we remain committed to advancing gender-responsive climate policies. Yes, Virginia, we will continue to look at those policies and see how effective they are, see where the gaps are so that they are plugged. We are working to strengthen the participation and leadership of women in decision-making processes related to climate action. I was quite happy where we commemorated International Families Day in Dotito in Mount Darwin yesterday. I saw the councillors, especially the women councillors. They spoke so well. They spoke so well, and you can actually say, "Vangavachita drama, vaenda kuna councillor." That's the right thing to do. And I encourage in my speech to say to each and every woman of this country, you are covered by the constitution of this country. The Supreme Law has got very good provisions to protect the women in this country. Don't suffer in silence. Get to the next person to get help. I was even talking about our constitution, how good it is that even a neighbor, when you watch a child who is being abused, a child who is being married off at a tender age, you as a neighbor, you can actually go and report, and that problem will be addressed. So we need to continue to work together. We are also implementing programs to enhance women's access to climate finance, technology, and capacity building opportunities. We have to make sure that we don't leave our women behind, or we don't discriminate them by not giving them digital skills. Because we know everything now, all information, even when you produce, you can actually do e-marketing, e-commerce, you can find customers online. And we are saying it is important, together with our development partners, we need to go all the way down. The penetration of internet in our country is very high, and we all know that the four walls of banking halls is almost disappearing. Everybody's moving around with their gadgets as a bank. So we need to teach our women about all those digital skills. And to consolidate this work, my ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, developed and is implementing the Climate Change Gender Action Plan. The action plan is aimed at facilitating the integration of gender issues into policies, programs, and strategies which are related to climate change, adaptation, mitigation, and building women and community resilience to climate change. Conducting this, ladies and gentlemen, and other upcoming symposiums focused on gender and climate change will align perfectly with our shared vision of promoting the implementation of the Gender and Climate Change Action Plan. Further, the establishment of the National Gender and Climate Change Task Force marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to integrate a gender-responsive approach into all aspects of climate change policies, strategies, and actions. Allow me, therefore, to thank all the members of the task force for accepting our request for them to help lead and coordinate this enormous task. I am confident that the skills and expertise that they possess, all these diverse individuals and organizations who are part of this task force, will bring invaluable insights into our efforts towards a more inclusive and sustainable future. I also extend my appreciation to all the partners, namely development partners, civil society organizations, and the private sector for your continued support and collaboration. By working together, we'll ensure that gender equality and women's empowerment become integral components of our climate change response. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I was saying government is leaving no stone unturned. We know we did not harvest. Our harvest went down by 77%. And I think in the rural areas, we need to feed more than 7 million people. And another 2.6 million people in our urban areas. And what I can tell you and assure you is that there's a lot of work which is being done to make sure that food will be given to each and every Zimbabwean. And our president is on record that nobody is going to die of hunger. The logistics of doing it have already started. The Ministry of Agriculture, together with the Ministry of Social Welfare, they've already started going district by district, all the 61 districts of this country, to go to the GMB depots to make sure that they have enough maize grain to feed our people. And also funds have been put aside by the Ministry of Treasury to make sure that that grain reaches our people at that what level. So this, when I said this yesterday in Mount Darren, I continue to say, parents, the government is coming with food to make sure to mitigate the impact of this El Nino-induced drought. Don't sell your girl children for food. Don't stop your girl children or your children going to school. We will overcome this as a nation. So I would want to once again extend my sincere gratitude to all the women who have come all the way from across the 10 provinces of our country to discuss gender and climate change issues and showcase your work. Let's give them a round of applause. Your dedication, your passion, and determination are an inspiration to all of us to continue striving for gender equality and women's empowerment. This is why we are here. This is why I'm here. I'm particularly passionate about what we're talking about. And we will always give you the support which you want in terms of coordination. With these remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby officially launch the National Gender and Climate Change Task Force and mandate them to start the ball rolling in championing work on gender and climate change. Together, we can build a world where gender equality and climate action go hand in hand, leaving no one behind and no place behind.